What's up, Star Wars fans? My name is Prince, and I'm an urban acolyte. And if you don't follow Making Star Wars or StarWarsNewsNet.com, then you may not have heard that these images were released today from The Last Jedi. Those images were posted to the internet, and they show pictures of the Red Praetorian Guards, a close-up shot of Supreme Leader Snoke, several images of Kylo Ren, an image of Luke Skywalker, an image of Finn, and an image of Captain Phasma. So I'm going to take a look at these and give my thoughts on them. And before I do that, just want to give a shout out to Patrick and Mike for becoming the first two patrons of the Urban Acolyte podcast. I've got 2 episodes recorded already. Once I get the next 3 so that I have a total of 5 episodes, the Urban Acolyte podcast will go live. If you'd like to become a patron of the podcast so that you can participate, give your thoughts or recommendations on guests or ask questions of the guests, please hop over to patreon.com/urbanacolyte and become a patron of the Urban Acolyte podcast. And I'm going to be coming up with more goodies over there as I sit down and plan that out. But anyway, the first picture of this Red Praetorian Guard, the first picture we're seeing, this one in particular has a Guandao. So it looks like the Guandao, that weapon exists in Star Wars, which means maybe we'll see somebody who knows Chin style Kung Fu, right? We'll see that style of Tai Chi make its way into Star Wars. They might have to bring Donnie Yen back and dress him up as somebody else, unless we can get some Chin stylists or some people who know how to use the Guandao in Star Wars in the near future. All right, and the next image is also a picture of another member of the Praetorian Guards. This one looks like he has some type of sword. It kind of reminds me of a lightsaber. So maybe this is some kind of vibroblade or something that that can stand up against a lightsaber. And now we have the man of the hour, decked out in his gold robe and his white undertunic. And some people say that Supreme Leader Snoke looks like Chancellor Valorum, but Finus wasn't 7 feet tall, and he didn't have extremely arthritic looking hands. And besides that, I mean, if you're gonna have Terrence Stamp, who played Chancellor Valorum, also played General Zod in Superman 2. If you're gonna have General Zod in Star Wars, why not just bring back Terrence Stamp to voice him? So, I've been seeing people messaging me, asking me to do a video on Supreme Leader Snoke being Chancellor Valorum. It's not going to happen because, like I said, if Terrence Stamp if Valorum is Snoke, then why do you have Andy Serkis voice him? Why not just bring back Terrence Stamp? All I'm going to say is humanoid, but not human. If I had to make a guess on Supreme Leader Snoke's identity, I mean, just take a look at this guy. Hey, you guys! That's all I'm going to say. Just give Snoke a Baby Ruth and tell him to shut the fuck up. And here we have a picture of Luke Skywalker. And if you recall last year, when we were getting pictures and reports of Luke Skywalker's look in The Last Jedi, the second costume that he would wear, it would be something similar to, the way they described it is being similar to Darth Tyrannus or Count Dooku. I really don't know what to think about this. Luke Skywalker's wearing these dark brown colors. But I mean, they're still earth colors, right? It's still an earthy color. That's what the Jedi wear. The Jedi wear earth tones. But I guess it's interesting that his attire is darker, and maybe that might say something about, I don't want to say his force alignment, but just where Luke is, his state of mind. Things are darker. He's darker. His outlook is darker regarding the universe. Here's a shot of Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren's costume is different. The shirt, that under tunic, he wore that under his long robe. We see that robe, that long robe, is gone now, as well as the cloak, the ragged cloak that he also had, that his hood was attached to, right? If you buy a lot of Kylo Ren like cosplay costumes, the hood is attached to the robe on those, and that's not 501st. If you wanted to be part of the 501st, you can't wear that costume. You'd have to cut the hood off, and then the rag garment that comes with, that you wrap around yourself, you'd have to sew the hood to that and then wrap it around yourself for it to be like 501st compliant, or to be like accurate to what Kylo Ren was wearing. So he's removed that robe completely. The hood, that piece was gone. That cloak that he wore was like the last remaining piece of when he was a Jedi. So it makes sense that that's gone. We see that he's wearing the cape. His cape looks like it's leather, and we see that he's got another helmet. So that's one of the helmet is described as being a design that the Knights of Ren wear. So I'm really hoping that we see the Knights of Ren in this movie, or find out where they are, who they are, something more about them. Because right now, as it stands, Kylo Ren is the only Knights of Ren. He's the master, and he's the only one. And I think the fact that he is in a new costume might say something about his status within that particular organization, or if they even continue to exist, right? Maybe his costume has changed because they're gone. Now we have Rey or Daisy Ridley, and this is her in her Jedi training costume. She's going to have 3 costume changes, because we're going to see her, how, Resistance Rey when she arrives on Ahch-To. And then she's going to shed her jacket. And then here it's like she's like returned back to the Jakku outfit that she was wearing, but it's different colors. And this costume change makes me wonder about Rey's journey. Like, I think when we see the movie that this is going to happen sometime after she finds out about her past. I think by the time we see this, this will be a prediction that you guys will have to, store in your memory banks, and we'll have to wait until December 16th or 17th to find out. But I think that when Rey goes to this outfit, she will know her background. She will know who she is. We will know. And, and everybody who's, true to the channel can go and laugh, because we're going to know that she's not a Skywalker. All right, we got another shot of Praetorian Guard. This one is dual welding, and it looks like he's got kukri machetes, right? I've got a kukri machete actually right behind me where I'm recording right now. So I'm going to be looking to see this dude. I think it's funny because Jason Ward and making Star Wars, at first he described, the first time, he broke news on the Praetorian Guard, he described them like Ninja Turtles. So we've seen one that has the Guandao, so a big knife, and then we saw one with swords, with a sword, and now we've got one with two machetes. So this is like the Raphael. And then we see another one, and he's also welding some kind of staff, but this one's got 2 blades on the end. I'm going to say this is the Michelangelo. The one with the Guandao is the Donatello, right? So we've got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Praetorian guards that are guarding Snoke. So would that make Snoke Master Splinter? So y'all heard it here. Snoke is actually Master Splinter. All right, but for real. So now we got Luke Skywalker, and Luke Skywalker's got Master Splinter's walking stick. You know what would be cool is if Luke Skywalker like fights with this walking stick and he's like beating people. He beats Kylo Ren that has a lightsaber, or he's like beating Rey with her lightsaber and using the Force. And Luke has reached this point where he doesn't even need a lightsaber. He just got the stick. And, you know, like, well, what about deflecting blaster bolts? Luke is doing like the Neo thing. You know, Neo on the Matrix, they're shooting guns at him and he just dropping the bullets, stopping them in the air. Like Luke is like commanding the Force to the point he's like on Yoda level. You know, like Yoda in that first Clone Wars episode where Yoda like took apart the battle droids and he really didn't even need his lightsaber. He's just messing people up with the Force. I would love to see Luke Skywalker at that level. Like he doesn't even need a lightsaber, but I think somebody photoshopped a lightsaber on Luke. If you're following me on Twitter, then you've already seen me retweet that picture. So, you know, that's how rumors get started, that Luke has his green Obi-Wan Kenobi styled lightsaber from Return of the Jedi, and then he's going to pull it out and use it. I would prefer to see Luke Skywalker not have a lightsaber. Like, he doesn't need it. He's just got such command over the Force that he don't even need a lightsaber. That's how badass he is. I would love that. I want to see that. I hope that happens. That would be shocking. All right, we got Captain Phasma with her spear. I'm wondering if that spear is also made from the hull of Palpatine's pleasure yacht that we last saw in the last book, Empire's End, Aftermath, the third novel. That's what Grand Admiral Ray Sloane left on with those Pharaoh children that were basically the prototypical First Order stormtroopers. That's where it all started. I've long said that I believe Captain Phasma was one of those children, that she's been there from the very beginning. But, you know, Captain Phasma looks pretty cool, and I believe there's going to be a showdown with Finn, and we're going to see that spear in action. Brianna Tarth is going to show out in Star Wars and not just in Game of Thrones, right? And the last picture is of the main man, Finn. Finn has finally shed all remnants of the First Order and is decked out in this Resistance garb. He's got real boots and the navy blue pants and the off-white or tan tunic shirt. He's got his blaster that looks a lot like the blaster that Rey had that was gifted to her from Han Solo. I know it's not exactly the same, but it's similar. And then he's got Poe's jacket still. We know that Finn is going to go undercover with the First Order, and with Rose. We saw that in the behind the scenes trailer reel. And at some point in the movie, he's going to link up with Rey again after she's been training with Luke. And we'll have to find out what's going to happen when Finn and Rey have their reunion. Like, where did they go? Where did their characters go? And where are they on their respective heroes' journeys? Because these are the two heroes in Star Wars. Of course, I believe that Rose is going to also be on a hero journey of her own as she's introduced, because we got to make this galaxy bigger and we got to introduce these new young people. If I'm Lucasfilm and my goal is to turn Lucasfilm into a serious film production company, then you introduce all these new characters, get the audience hooked on them so that they can have solo adventures in books, comics, TV shows, animated shows, and other spin-off movies. That's where I believe Star Wars is going, and that's why I feel that they've got to keep introducing young characters, tease us that the Force may be working through them, there is a generation of children of the Force. The Force has awakened, and any of these characters that we see on screen, the Force can awaken in any of them. Let me stress that again. The Force has awakened. There is an entire generation of children of the Force. The Force has been dormant in them, and now the Force has awakened. We could discover that any of these characters on either side of the conflict could be Force sensitive. So not just Finn, not just Rey, not just the Skywalker clan. Anyone has the potential to be Force sensitive, and it could be the case that the way the Force is working, the Force wants balance, and for the only way balance can occur is for the new Jedi to rise again. That all these people could be drawn into this conflict and brought together because of the Force, because they all have it. But that could turn into a whole other topic, a whole other conversation, and a whole other video. And I'm ready to end this one. So what did you guys think about these pictures? What did you guys think about my thoughts on them? Let me know your feedback, concerns, criticisms in the comment section down below, and I'll be checking back to see what you all have to say. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and click on that subscribe button so that you can take your first steps towards becoming an urban acolyte. Make the commitment to becoming the hero of your own story and become a force for change in your community. Again, continue to support the channel. If you're interested in the Urban Acolyte podcast, make sure to hop over to patreon.com/Urban Acolyte. Support the podcast. If you're wanting more of this real life Jedi stuff, or just to hang out and talk about something not Star Wars, then make sure to subscribe to Urban Acolyte Training, because I've been posting videos over there, and I'm going to do Vlogist on that channel. Roberto Blake, the homie, is giving me a strategy. So there's going to be like a real life Jedi training vlog for the month of August, and I'll be talking martial arts, physical fitness, diet and exercise, vegan meals, just everything under the sun over there for the month of August. So check out that channel if you're interested in hanging out and talking about not Star Wars stuff. But anyway, that's all I got for this one. Thanks for watching. Y'all keep on breathing, and may the force of others be with you always.